Cool. I think we're back in business here. Sorry about that delay, everybody, as we go back to green flag racing with 9 laps here left to go. Had a brief technical interruption, but we are back live with Austin Paul up at the front. David, it's showing Austin Paul up at the front. I think there's still a scoring issue. Right now it's, as we're going to have another caution here, almost maybe. Chad McCabe goes for a wild ride. He's the lone car, so no caution there. 33 of Jess Vaught's out in front. He's getting some help from that 728 of Timothy Pope. We've seen these guys battle it out all year round. Here is two of the best competitors we've seen battle side by side, race in and race out. Everybody's still going at it. Jess Vaught jumps down to that bottom line. Timothy Pope still there in the middle. He's got that 7 of Russ Kilgore hanging around there as well, as everybody's beating and banging in 3 wide here with looks like the 221 of
big wreck, the big one.
Cars are flipping and everything.
A lot of cars involved in that, including some of the leaders. Oh, mercy.
Well, I mean,
sort that one out.
We knew that was going to happen, right?
I think so.
It was predictable, but unfortunately, it looked like a bunch of those lime green cars, Limitless, got involved in that issue.
Yeah, I'm glad we got back to live racing at the end. Oh man, just that. I think it's a 222 drifted on down, hooked that 33, and then all chaos ensued. Let's see what else happened here. People were pushing each other. Cars were being tagged. Everything was flying up and about. The 221 of David Fight goes for a wild ride. Saw a green car there. I think that might have been Mike Jeremiah Burke maybe. It was Jeremiah Burke. He went for an absolute tumble spin here. Let's go back and watch that one again. Heading off down into turns 1 and 2, and it all just absolutely kicks off.
We've got a little break in the action here. Just want to tell you guys a little personal anecdote.
Oh,
my wife did accuse me of stealing her thesaurus and using it, and not only was I shocked, I was also appalled, aghast, dismayed, stunned, and astonished at her reaction.
Okay, I don't really care for that one.
That's why I said it.
Ooh, that was rough on me. I think you overshot it there. I give you like a C+ for like an effort thing.
Okay.
I don't know about Brown. He probably didn't like it either.
He didn't say a word.
He's a proper man. He didn't.
It's like, man, just shut up.
Yeah,
I was just making sure everything was back up and running. I think there might have been a little spike in the internet or something there, Mr. Anderson. We're glad to hopefully have you back watching now. As
yes.
We had an absolute kickoff action here when we finally did. We came back just in time to see the green flag fly, and then immediately a lap later, the yellow flag come on out.
Okay, Brown, I don't want to blame it on you because I'm not going to. I'm going to blame it on these parents that let their kids. All these kids are eating up all the internet. You know, they got their laptop. It's the summertime. They're dicking around on their laptops, their iPads, their Xboxes. Well, you got to let the men and women do simulation games. Like, this isn't a game, it's a simulation. That's what I'm saying. But I think all the kids in America are ruining the internet in the summertime. So it's not your fault, Brown. Or your internet provider. There's so much you can handle, right?
Yeah, just about. So hopefully we do get everybody back in time here to watch the final 7 to 8 laps of this race. As a man, that was a absolute kerfuffle of a wild ride going on through there. And looks like did Russ Kilgore disconnect?
Yeah, I heard
he is done
he
for the night.
mentioned earlier that if they had another caution, he had to, you know,
Well, he said he had an old man
Yeah,
plumbing.
I
Old man
understood.
plumbing. Let's see.
Yeah, I understood
That's
what
probably
that
the
meant.
best way to.
He had to use the restroom. Big deal. I mean,
He's
it's like a
like us. He knows how.
5-hour race. Luckily for us, we get a chance to step away every once in a while. These guys, if they don't have a diaper on, they're having to run this thing. Yeah.
Free sample catheter from Liberty Medical. We
Yeah, I
may
got
have
that
to
on the
chase
TV
down-
too.
Chase down a new sponsor.
Yeah. There's some more sponsors.
Everybody,
Here we go.
everybody would, as everybody does start to get stacked back up too wide here, getting ready to go back to green flag racing. And yet that was the absolute big one. So everybody probably starting to run out of fast repairs at this point. So I don't think there's been a single car that's been not affected by some sort of incident here tonight. As looks like we're gonna have a side-by-side action with a couple limitless teammates here. Timothy Pope and Mike Adamson. They're gonna control both lanes. Chandler Man, he's gonna be up there as well. Same thing with Poke Salatoni. He's gonna be up there as well.
Yo, Tony Poke, I sure hope he likes our nickname you gave him. If not, he's kind of stuck with it.
It makes me laugh every time I have to mute the microphone. But
I love that song, man.
Cool
It should be,
song.
I think it's a great nickname. I hope he enjoys it. Hadn't heard from him. We'll stop and cease and desist if we have to.
no complaints. You know that means he's either not watching the broadcast or he doesn't mind it.
Probably both.
Well, they're
Yeah.
stacked up behind this pace car 2x2. Albert Anderson is now finally done his tow time here. He's going to spend a little bit of extra time in the pits. I wonder if he's out of fast repairs as he gets that car all fixed up. He's going to have a struggle bus time to try to maybe get back out there to pick up the win here for America's driver in that 2 machine, but he still has teammates inside of this race. Timothy Pope, Mike Adamson, and then you got Chandler Paul with the 222, Tony Poke, 92 of Greg Klein still up there as well with the 33 of Jess Vaught, all hanging around up there at the front. All drivers hanging around all night long as well as we head back down into that Geico restart zone and we go back to green flag racing here at Talladega. 7 laps remain to declare the winner of this all-star race. 2x2 they go. Really nobody helping out that car on the outside line as Timothy Pope leaves that inside line pretty well. Well, here comes that 33 of Jess Vaught behind that 51 of Mike Adamson. It looks like the 92. Greg Klein's going to pop out in front as well. He's going to jump up on this little rally train of cars on this outside line. And here they go, picking up that big speed and big momentum. Jonathan Osborne's part of them as well. Side by side they go. Dropping down low. Greg Klein's going to lead here for the first time tonight, up in front of that 51 of Mike Adamson, leaving Jess Vaught kind of all out there on his own. Eventually, Osborne will catch up to him here, and they do have some extra help from that 3 of Austin Paul, and looks like Dave Hot Rod Mayberry out there as well.
Greg Klein knows how to read a line and know what's going on. He's a very experienced plate track racer, so he knows how the flow goes. And as soon as he figured out he didn't have a teammate behind him and he was clear of that inside line, he went ahead and jumped down. But they had such a big run that Adamson was able to get down right behind him.
Well, if you pay attention to Greg Klein, he's just smooth as ice. There's no hiccups in his game. He's constantly on the line wherever he needs to be. There's no bumping around with him. He's a heck of a driver, but His team owner looks like he's trying to hit him on the outside here, just fine.
Yeah, side by side they go. Greg Klein in the lead, Just fought on the outside, trying to pick up a run with some help from that 81 to Jonathan Osborne, giving a push. Oh, body check there from Mike Adamson up to Just Vaught, maybe saying, hey, get off of my side draft, man. That's my air. He's beating and banging around here inside the final 5 laps left here tonight.
Jonathan Osborne sitting real pretty, says Austin Paul. Timothy Pope, they're all sitting real pretty if something happens up front.
A big wad of cars, everybody who's running in it with a chance to win it. He's still got some movement going on in the midfield as well, right around where Dave Mayberry is. You got Tony Polk, Jeremiah Burke, David Fite, Dion Jones, all drivers who have been involved up here towards the front as well. Looks like Mike Everidge is a little bit off the pace and out of the draft pack. So he's going to be hoping for a late caution here to get back up there with a chance to win for himself. But you never know, because once when we go across to finish that race, I think once we take that white flag, there won't be any more cautions. So it's all going to come on down to that, as it's 2 by 2 they go through turns 3 and 4, still stacked up side by side. Hard racing action here at Talladega in this Vigilante All-Star race. Everybody bobbing and weaving, trying to pick their line, trying to catch up, trying to make up every inch, every spot that they can as they come back across the line now. 3 laps to go.
Far be it for me to tell Greg Klein how to drive a race car, but he got a little bit too much distance between him and himself and the 51 on that last lap. He could have maybe drug a little bit of brake in there to let those Limitless guys catch back up to him.
3 wide, Austin Paul and Jeremiah Burke are starting that line on the outside there.
Yeah, it really started with that 3 of Austin Paul with a big run. Jeremiah Burke seeing that run, deciding to jump on up out to that outside line as well. They're losing a little bit of that momentum now. They need a little bit more help. But Dave Mayberry, he's leaving a pretty big gap to Jonathan Osborne in front of him here. Dion Jones is probably begging and pleading him to move forward here just to try to pick up some of that air. Man, oh man, slicing and dicing. 2 laps now to go as they come across the line.
On the edge of my seat now for sure.
Well, it's getting to where they're not even caring about the line. They're just kind of piggly wiggly all over the place. So let's fight for it now.
Yes, sirree, as I believe that was the 2 of Albert Anderson down there on the apron with a damaged car. Unfortunately, a little too damaged to maintain pace as they get through turns 3 and 4 on this penultimate lap. Side by side, oh, contact. We're going to have a big one involving Dion Jones, and that's going to bring out the yellow.
I saw a block on the outside there. I don't know how that affected that whole situation. I'm going to have to watch that thing again.
He ended up on his roof there for a short time. Looks like he might have a blown motor on the inside wall.
I don't know if Dave Hot Rod Mayberry didn't hold it, or
there was
went up to block the 4 or the 3, and then he came down on the 4, right?
No. There was bobbing and weaving. The 4 and the 29 did touch a little bit, and the 4 ended up going on down into the inside line. But Hot Rod getting a good chunk of damage from that one. Same thing with that 4 of Dion Jones. He went all the way down into the infield grass. Let's watch to completion here what happens to the 4. He goes up onto his lid for a little bit, lands back on the wheels. Looks like the 211 of Chad McCabe getting involved a little bit as well, but he was able to get it all back under control. But hard impact out there, and that's going to bring us to a green-white checker finish for the Vigilante All-Star race of the 2022 season number 2.
Well, and I don't know if it started the 29, Dave Hot Rod Mayberry, slid up. I don't think he was blocking, but he slowed down to 3. Then he tried to get back into his lane, and that's where I think him and the 4 collided. Hey, man.
It almost looked like one car was moving this direction, the other one was moving towards them at the same time, and
Right.
we've seen that occur at short tracks, mile and a half, super speedways, everywhere.
Yeah. Man, I'm gonna have to shoot some dice in Waco and head. I might play Yahtzee instead of rolling dice in Waco right now. This is so exciting.
Man, you are not kidding. But speaking about rolling dice down in Waco, if you ever wanted to experience any of that and maybe have a great time and live down there, go ahead and check out Keller Williams of Johnson City, Tennessee. I know Tennessee is not exactly Texas, but hey, you know what? Mr. Ricky Wittenberg there, he's your man. He can get you in contact with a realtor down in that area. So give Ricky a call at 423-444-0454 to get yourself that good quality realtor, whether it's Ricky in that Johnson City, Tennessee area or across this great nation, man. He's got contacts all the way out in Hawaii. So if you're looking for a more tropical climate, definitely look him up and make sure you don't do this thing alone. This housing market is absolutely nuts and crazy and just going to get even worse. So get yourself a good quality realtor.
T for Texas, T for Tennessee. Lights are out on the pace car. Looks like we're going to get racked up one last time. We only have one attempt at a green-white checker finish here, so hopefully these guys take the white flag so we can see them race it out, because that's the most exciting thing to watch. These guys race it out.
And these guys have been racing for 2.5 hours coming down to it. And, man, the sun is getting low at Talladega. And if you guys don't know, Talladega, it don't have any lights. So this one is definitely coming on down to it. This is going to be the final go-around here as everybody gets all stacked up behind Greg Klein and Jess Vaught. Side by side they go as that pace car comes on down into pit lane. And for the second time here tonight, it's time to buckle up, strap on that drinking helmet, and throw inhibition out the window. It's time to go racing. Here we go into the Geico restart zone for the final time here tonight. They go green flag racing once again. Green-white checker finish for this All-Star race. Man, we haven't had a green-white checker finish for a while here. Greg Klein with a great start. Problem is he's got absolutely nobody behind him here. That's going to let Jess Vaught and the 81 of Jonathan Osborne pick up a heck of a run on that outside line. Oh, no, here comes Mike Adamson. He finally got up to Greg Klein, giving him a good old bump to get him back up to speed.
I was going to say it's almost too good of a start from the 92, but the bottom two cars able to catch up to him pretty quick and start pushing.
Yeah, you don't want to just jump away from everybody at a speedway like this, because they will catch up to you super quick.
Man, you are not kidding. Side by side they go through turns 3 and 4. Oh, we got Limitless falling apart here as they're going to come down into the tri-oval for the penultimate time. 3 wide behind them. It's going to be side by side by side coming across the line, taken to the white flag. Oh,
the leaders.
The leaders. Oh, Greg Klein. Everybody wrecking. That's going to leave Austin Paul out in front. They crossed the line taking that white flag, so this one's going to finish on this lap no matter what. Jeremiah Burke and Greg Dobson, they made it through A-OK as well. Same thing with Austin Paul, Russell Endicott, so we're going to have an absolutely crazy finish here as they make their way down this back straightaway. It's going to be very tight here through turns 3 and 4. Jeremiah Burke right behind teammate Greg Dobson. They're going to be nose to tail, nose to tail. 4 cars are up here. Mike Adamson trying his best to catch on up because you never know what's going to happen here at this line. Here comes Russ Endicott on that far outside line as they enter the tri-oval here. Looking, bobbing, weaving. It's going to be an absolute drag race here. It looks like Greg Dobson, though, with the final push from Jeremiah Burke to come across the line with the win. Jeremiah Burke in second, Russell Endicott in third.
What about Russ coming in there? That was cool, dude.
How many times did we talk about don't be in the front at the end?
Yeah.
Look what happened. All the leaders got wrecked.
And normally it happens out of turn 4. This happened right at the start-finish line on the end lap. So A little bit of different stuff we don't normally see. I thought it was, man, what a finish. That was cool.
As I unfortunately don't have a screen ready because we still do have a random draw driver and a excuse me as I'm pressing buttons, and our fan of the race of the evening. Well, random draw driver is going to end up being the 29 of Hot Rod Mayberry, the 9th place finisher here tonight.
Yeah,
Our fan of the race is going to be Kathleen Anderson. Thank you, Kathleen.
I'm sure Hot Rod's got something to say. I mean, he's kind of opinionated. So it'd be fun to talk to him. I know, Brown, with your new setup, you're hitting buttons in different places. It's a little difficult running the Whopper. So good job tonight. I know it was a little tougher.
It was a little more difficult than normal, but you know what? It was well worth it. We got to see one of the most exciting finishes we've seen all season long, and it all goes to that 285. Our friendly Canadian who seems to win the random draw driver every week finally picks up a win here in Vigilante.
Random draw driver?
It was Hot Rod Mayberry.
Thank you, sir.
Man, that was wild. Who do you want to talk to first, Brown?
Who's in the booth, guys? I can't.
We got Dobson, Endicott, and Jeremiah.
Let's start off with that 57 machine here of Mr. Russ Endicott, our 3rd place finisher.
Trying to get him up into the booth. It's not always easy. Technical difficulties, and here he is. All right, Russ. What happened, man? How'd you end up front?
Hey, Russ. It's the guys in the booth. You got a copy?
You got a copy on me?
Yep. Yeah, now we do. Man, that was a crazy, exciting finish. You found a way to slice and dice your way through that penultimate white flag lap shenanigans going across the line and find yourself in 4th. And it looked like you tucked out to try to get a run there to make your way up to the front and get the win. Just maybe not in time, but still a heck of a 3rd place finish here tonight.
I tell you what, that was a heck of a run at the end. Got through the wreck, made it around Austin. We were running hard. I had the run, and Burke came out. I knew he was going to come out. He was defending his team. I didn't want to wreck him, so I just went a little high. That was the funnest race I've had since I've done iRacing. That was fantastic.
You know, restrictor plate racing and pack racing, it's some of the most fun to watch. But yeah, I'm with you there. It's some of the most fun races to be involved in racing it. And because you never know what's going to happen. And suddenly a door will open and, suddenly you've got a shot at it.
Yeah, I was dead last, and just that caution before crept up, got behind Burke. I knew Burke was going to be flying. And I said, okay, let me just get with him. And just got lucky, got through that last wreck, and then got a run on the outside. Austin Paul was clean, got around him. Burke come out. That was fantastic. I can't say thank you enough to everybody who has advised me and gave me pointers and tips since I started this. Especially had a long talk with Albert today at lunchtime, and he told me stop being pacifist, start being aggressive, and I just went for it tonight.
Well, you went for it, and you got a podium finish. Awesome stuff. Shout outs or anything, and are you looking forward to anything in the second half of this season?
Shout outs to Lori, shout outs to Jess for putting on this league and for allowing me to be a part of it. I've only been doing this since last November. Just got back from overseas and got into it with Albert. Big shout out to Albert because he's my mentor when it comes to this stuff. Big shout out also, I know it's a lot of shout outs, but to Dustin Reilly, who gave me some really great pointers a long time ago that got me to stop being so loose. But I'm looking forward to Bristol.
Awesome, man. Well, Russ, congratulations. You're the hard charger of the day, too. Started way back there, up 15 spots here in 3rd. So congratulations to that, man. A great podium finish. And we look forward to seeing what you got here the rest of the season.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. You guys put on a hell of a broadcast. It's a great thing. I got my whole office listening and watching every day.
Awesome.
Thanks, man.
All righty, man. Man, I didn't know people were actually watching this. I thought we were just having fun with a couple people. That's
What
cool.
it feels like.
Y'all want to talk to Hot Rod right now? He's a random draw.
Sure, we can talk to Hot Rod.
Yeah, let's bring him on up. Yeah, here he is, guys.
Good job, Greg.
Well, Mr. 29 Hot Rod Mayberry didn't quite get the finish that you wanted to, but you still managed to get a little bit of something here with the rando draw driver, and it looked like it was a pretty fun night out there for you, Mr. Mayberry.
Yeah, it was a good night. We got Jess Vaught across the finish line, I think, on the first and second stage. Not quite sure. I was never really in position to win a stage. Doing all right coming on the fourth stage, but just looking at things, looked like Dion and I wrecked each other out. Not sure whose fault it was. But it was fun. It was a good night. Good night. Congratulations to Greg Dobson. Well deserved. Burke, I got to give it to Burke. He kind of helped Greg get up there. Good night. Good fun.
Did look at the replay a couple of times there, that incident between you and the 4. We couldn't really put the fault on anybody. It was just kind of one of those racing deals, where one guy was trying to avoid the other one, and then y'all just kind of both turned towards each other, and that's kind of what it looked like happened. But
that's what I saw. I just looked at it a couple times, and I'm like, yeah, it happens. I mean, heck, what Jess got wrecked out on the last lap, so I think he was up in first or second. I'm not quite sure.
Well, that's racing at Dega.
That's racing. That's pack racing, man.
Yeah, you got any shout outs or anything like that before we let you go?
I think, pack racing, I think Hope was pushing Adamson a little too hard on next to the last lap. It looks like he shot out. And actually, I got to thank Pope because we started out back and we were like a good 4 seconds out of the lead pack, and he got behind me and pushed us all the way to catch up to the lead pack. So got to thank him, and that's about all I got.
Awesome, man. Well, not exactly how you wanted to finish this all-star race there, Mr. Mayberry, but still a heck of a job there, and we wish you the best of luck here coming up in the second half of this Vigilante season.
Thanks, guys. Talk to you guys soon.
All right, let's bring up Jeremiah Burke. He's next on the list. Second place, Jeremiah Burke. Great job. Jeremiah Burke, it's guys in the booth. You got a copy.
I got you guys.
Jeremiah, talk about a wild finish. Of course, it wouldn't be an all-star race at a plate track without it. You find yourself cutting and dodging and diving your way through that little wreck as they came across the line, taking the white flag. You found yourself right behind your teammate Greg there, and man, just talk us through that final lap.
Oh, I'm not even sure exactly what happened. I just saw them all wrecking, and I knew I wasn't lifting. I drove as square into the back of somebody as I could, and all of a sudden I was clear and not wrecked. So I just kept my foot in it. I look up in my mirror, and my teammate's right behind me, and he's got no damage. So I'm just yelling in the Discord, hey, get around me, I'll try my best. And then from then on, it was block, so he can get the win. And then I still came across right next to him, so it was great. I mean, that whole race, our strategy worked perfect. We held back, hung back, saved fuel, got to the front when we needed to. I mean, that was pretty good. I hate that I spun McCabe there. He had so much nose damage, and it's time to win the race.
Well, when there's no yellow flag waving and people are checking up and stuff in front of you, you just got to go. There's no reason to lift,
No.
But you got to go, and
it's go time.
Did what you had to do, man, and congrats on the second place.
We got Limitless home 1, 2, and 5, I think. I mean, we ran pretty good. We had all four of the cars lined up at one point. It was just luck didn't go quite our way today, but we still got the win, second place, fifth place, and I mean, something to hang our heads high about. We performed tonight.
Yeah, it was fun to watch. I know that. What are you looking forward to at the second half of this season? And you have anybody you want to thank?
I want to thank Greg, obviously. Big congratulations to Greg for winning that race. That's his first big win in an All-Star race to boot. I mean, he was the last car in on speed out of the qualifier on Monday, and he won the race. So that's great. And then of course Mike, Tim, Albert, parents to watch, everybody that watches us race in and out, broadcast crew. I love this. This is a great place to race. This second half of the season, Limitless is going to be strong. It's going to be fun.
Awesome, man. Well, we look forward to it, Jeremiah. Congratulations on the second place finish here tonight in this Vigilante All-Star race, and we look forward to seeing this second half of the season with you.
Thank you, guys. Have a good night, and I'll see you next week.
All right, man. Some cool stuff going on. Here we go. All right, Greg. Guys in the booth, you got a copy.
I do have a copy. Hot dang. Good to be back.
Yeah, it's good to be back, and it's not even for the random draw this time, so I can't blame you for hacking my computer, and it's a new one, too. But at the end of the day, you found yourself out in front after that penultimate lap wreck across the line. So talk us through that final lap as you got your teammate there, Jeremiah, right behind you.
Oh, that was incredible. First, we hit the green flag stops with a few to go, and we came up 5 seconds behind the lead pack. We ended up running them down, catching the draft with just a 4-car train that stayed tight. Thought that was going to be the end of it, and we were going to stay green until the last lap, and we ended up having the yellow. But just remember seeing the car sideways in front of me. I see a car go left, and it's like, oh my gosh. Tried to get through it. A little bit of brake tap, a little bit of gas tap. Am I getting through it? Am I going to get caught in this? Ended up getting through it, and I see Austin Paul in front and Burke in front of, just behind him to the inside, and I knew Russ was hot on my tail as well. So yeah, I managed to make it through that. Got pretty lucky. Burke did catch a little bit of damage getting through there, so he knew he wasn't going to be able to lead. And I had the run on him and Austin, so I just kind of drove around the outside of Burke. Obviously, Limitless teammate. Thank you very much, Mr. Burke. All the other Limitless boys. Props to Mike for painting the cars a bright lime green there, so we could easily identify each other. And I got out and around Burke. He told me to go. He was going to throw the block for me after I got around. And thanks to Mr. Burke. Managed to get around and catch myself my first my first Vigilante win.
Congrats on your first win, man. It was exciting to watch you out there all night tonight. We kind of had one eye on you most of the evening tonight, but next week's going to be a little bit different animal. We're back to points racing, and it's Indianapolis at the big rectangle, the Indy Oval.
The proper brickyard, doing the
man.
The
what
oval.
Do you think about that? I mean, it's hard to pass there, especially, in a
It is.
car.
There's really not a lot of lanes there. Obviously you do have a straightaway, but you got to be able to make that pass before you get to the turn because, you do have the one apex angle in, the one apex angle out. They're relatively flat turns, and with these cars not having a lot of rear end downforce, gonna probably have to be careful picking up that throttle. We're definitely going to have to get some practice laps in there before Wednesday night next week, and then I myself am actually off to Michigan International Speedway next week after the race. I'm heading up there for the August 7th race in person. So, going to be awesome to go down and see the real deal cars and have a great time at the actual track. Do some camping.
Oh, you're going to have a great time. The home of Ted Nugent, awesome place to watch a race, awesome racetrack. So,
it absolutely is. I've been down there a few years. Haven't been since COVID started, so it'd be my first time going back down and hanging out with a crowd down there. No better way to see a race than go down and camp. Michigan National Speedway has so many campgrounds and stuff around there. The street vendors and whatnot, just an awesome way to see a race. I went down to Talladega for the Chase race in 2006, and it was a great one to see too. But there I had to fly down and stayed in a hotel and had to commute back and forth every day, where camping in the campgrounds at Michigan. You're a 5-minute walk from your seats in the grandstand kind of thing. Is just really can't beat it. You get the sound of the first practice in the morning to wake you up. Is nothing like going to the actual races.
Oh man, I'm envious of you. That's going to be awesome. Hey, you started it off tonight. We're gonna have a good couple weeks. Good luck with the rest of the season too, man. Good job.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me, guys. Once again, shout out to Team Limitless. Mike, thanks for painting the car. Tim, Burke, Albert, thanks for working with us, guys. Burke, absolutely. Thank you once again for the block. Austin, sorry we had to run around you. And Russ, great try on the outside, but Mr. Burke did what he was supposed to do and threw the block there on you.
Awesome, man. Well, Greg, congratulations picking up the big win here in the Vigilante All-Star race. And we look forward to seeing you the rest of the season here, buddy.
Absolutely. I'll be hanging out until September.
Ooh, that was a wild one.
Oh, man, you ain't kidding. As we start to wind things down here from Talladega, we appreciate you all for sticking around on this super late night. It's going to be midnight here on the East Coast, so this one has been definitely past the old man bedtime here for some people. We appreciate y'all for
me included.
We appreciate it, each and every single one of you, even with the quick little downtime we had there, and coming back very strong as always. And we look forward to seeing each and every single one of you every single time for one of these broadcasts, because you guys are the ones that make it, not us. It's you, the fans. So thank you so much for that. But yeah, man, this wild ride here from Talladega does come to a close. We'll look forward to seeing you all on Monday, if you can make it out to watch that first race of the season for Numb Thumbs Gaming Racing League there. It's going to be a very exciting one. But until that time, I'm Alan Brown for Alan English and Adam Turner, and all of our sponsors at D&D Race Graphics and Keller Williams of Johnson City, Tennessee. We look forward to seeing you on the next one.
Oh.
See ya.